Hey everyone, it's me, Matt. Welcome back to my Florida garden. I hope you're all doing great, and I hope you're ready to garden with me today because in today's video, we are completely renovating my raised metal garden bed area here. I bought a bunch of flowers and a few vegetable plants that I can't wait to get in the ground. So let's get into it. So jumping right in, this is our work area here. You can see I've got my 3 raised metal garden beds here. I bought these off Amazon. I'll link them in the video description for reference. I installed this entire garden space last spring, so spring of 2025. These circular beds here came in a 2-pack, so there's one here, and then there is one over there near my fire pit area. They came in a 2-pack for, I believe it was like $40, and then these longer beds, they were about $40 each. So far, I absolutely love them. You can see that the soil has settled quite a bit over the last, I don't know, year or so. I guess it's been about 9 months. So I did pick up some bags of organic Miracle-Gro raised bed mix to top off these beds today before we plant everything in. If you're new here and you missed my last video, I actually just cleared these beds out. I had some pepper plants in here last summer. You can see this is where I cut one off right here. I did leave my rosemary plant. It is very leggy. I'm contemplating pulling it out. I'm probably gonna leave it, maybe trim it back, see if I can get it to get a little fuller by pruning it. Over here in the middle, I also left a garlic chives plant, which is doing pretty good. So I plan to leave this plant here as well. Coming over to my patio, here are all the beautiful plants I picked up. So I am going more flower heavy this year. I do have 2 tomato plants in the back here. I'm kind of toning down my vegetable gardening. I've decided that I like flowers better. I do enjoy growing tomatoes. I do enjoy growing peppers and also carrots. But I'm not the best vegetable gardener. I don't know. I'm sure there's people that are watching who are like me. I do much better with flowers. The other vegetable that I have are these sweet potatoes. So there's 3 sweet potato vines that I actually propagated from a sweet potato that I bought from the grocery store. It started to sprout, so I cut off the slips and put them in some water, got them to root, and then I planted them in this container about, I don't know, 6-7 weeks ago, and you can see they're doing great. I plan to put these in the smaller circular bed over here, and then in the kind of taller oblong beds, I'm gonna pack all of these flowers in, as well as my 2 tomato plants. So looking at the flowers here, I've got 2 Superbenas stormbursts. You can see they've got some flowers. There's some on the way. Lots of buds though all over these plants. These plants are pretty big. I mean, look at this. That's it. That's a huge plant, right? So these plants, in my experience, the Superbenas get massive. I had some, I think they're called whiteout. They were in my front yard last spring. They got almost 6 feet across. I also picked up some royal velvet Supertunias, which are these beautiful purple petunia plants. I absolutely love their color, and I thought that the color of the stormburst paired with the purple royal velvet Supertunias looked really, really good. So I've got 2 plants, one here and here. And then I also picked up some beautiful marigolds. So these marigolds are obviously yellow. They will get about, it says, I guess, well, that's spacing, probably about, I don't know, 18 inches tall and about 12 inches wide. We'll see. And then I also got some white alyssum here, the sweet alyssum. These ones will get 4 to 5 inches tall and about 12 inches wide. I plan to put these alyssum close to the edge of the raised beds because I really want to have them spill over. All of these plants, except for the marigolds, are really kind of spilling plants. They will cascade and spill over the edge of my raised beds, which is exactly what I want. And then looking at my 2 tomato plants, this one here is a celebrity tomato by Bonnie. Let me just pull, oop, I almost dropped it. Let me just pull, actually, I'm gonna set it here on this chair. Of course, it's covered in dirt. Hold on. So these ones obviously need full sun, 6+ hours, spacing 24 to 36 inches apart. I'm gonna plant them at a diagonal. It's a kind of tomato planting method that I use to encourage the plants to grow a stronger root system. This one says to bury the plant stem about 2/3 of the way. Maturity 65 days. And then I believe these are, yeah, a determinate variety. And then I've also got these ones here, which these are cherry tomatoes, the husky cherry tomato. And there's actually, is it gonna focus for me? Probably not. There you go. One little tomato that's already formed. So these ones I grew last year. I didn't grow the celebrity plant last year, but I did grow the cherry tomatoes last year, and they were great. Again, these ones are very similar. They want full sun. It says 36 inches apart. I plan to put one tomato in each of the taller, longer raised beds, so they should be great with spacing. These ones are also 65 days to maturity, and they are also an indeterminate variety. So these are all of my beautiful plants here. Sorry, there's a plane flying over, of course. The second I get outside to film anything, that's when the planes start flying over and the cars drive by. So anyways, like I said, I've got all my plants here. I do have my hand shovel that we'll be using to dig our holes with. I usually use the Espoma plant tone fertilizer, but I ran out of it. But I did have this tomato, herb, and vegetable plant food, which it's pretty balanced. It's a 4-6-4. Of course, there's cat hair on it. Hold on. Let me make this more presentable for YouTube. There we go. It was sitting in a corner in my back office area. Anyways, it's got the 5-4-6 NPK ratio, so it's pretty balanced. Obviously, balanced would be like 5-5-5 or 4-4-4 or 6-6-6, but this is pretty balanced, so it'll be good. It'll be good as kind of a little starter fertilizer for all of, whoa, as I trip over the lounge chair here. It'll be a good starter fertilizer for my flowers and my vegetables. And then over here, this is my raised organic garden soil for my garden beds to top them off with. So to start off today's project, let's get in here. We will top off these raised beds with that soil, and then we will get all the plants placed. So I think I put a little bit too much in the smaller one in the back here. So I'm gonna use this bucket, transfer some into this bed here. All right, all good with the soil. We've topped off these beds. So let's place all of the flowers and the tomato plants, as well as my sweet potatoes. All right, so for placement, I'm gonna put one of the Supertunias and one of the Superbenas in each of the the raised beds here, right up front. Let me grab the other one, or other ones, I guess. The other ones, so we'll take these two. Same thing, we will get them planted right up front. Like that. They will grow into each other. They're gonna look so good. For my tomatoes, beautiful tomato plants, we'll get them here toward the back. I'll put one here, and And then I will put the other one here. And I've got some tomato cages that we will set these guys up with, or set them up with, so that they can climb. And then we've got my beautiful sweet potatoes. And these ones will go right in here, like that. And then the marigolds, I want to keep them near my tomatoes because marigolds are a really good companion plant for tomatoes. They help, I guess, ward off bugs and pests. A lot of pests don't like the scent that marigolds give off. So I'm gonna plant these kind of around my tomatoes, like so. And then we'll get these three over here, kind of around these ones, like this. It's gonna look so good. And then when it comes to my beautiful sweet alyssum plants, I think I'm actually gonna plant those ones, like I said earlier, closer to the edge, because I kind of want to have them cascade out. So I've got, I don't know, we'll put them here kind of like this, because these Superbenas and Supertunias are going to get massive. So maybe I do like this. Maybe I'll put this one, yeah, like over here. That way I've got enough room for these guys to just get so big. And then coming over here, kind of same thing. We'll pop these alyssums in around kind of the back side, like that. And then these vines, I know this is kind of like gonna be a sad bed, but these vines are really gonna take over and cover this whole area. They will probably cover all the mulch, grow out into the lawn area as well. So I'm just gonna leave the 3 sweet potato vines alone in this raised bed. So yeah, and then also, this is the lemongrass that we cut back a few weeks ago. You can see how much new growth has happened just in the last 14 days or so. I think I'm gonna pull these sad little onions out. And I think I'm gonna plant this here and get it transplanted into a little bit of a bigger pot out of this tiny little container. So yeah, this should be a pretty simple planting project. Let me grab my shovel here and my plant food, and we'll get all of these plants planted in the ground. All right, so I don't know if you can tell, but I'm sweating. It's actually 80 degrees today. It is January here in Florida, and it is 80 degrees. But as far as planting, like I said, I've got my fertilizer here. So this is a slow release fertilizer. I'm gonna dig my holes with my shovel, sprinkle a little bit of the fertilizer in the bottom of the hole, mix it in, and then tuck everything in to the ground. So let's get to it. See, this is a little bit root bound, so I'm gonna go ahead and rough up these roots just a bit before I plant them in. Just use my shovel here, just kind of score them a bit, just to break up that memory of them circling around the pot. Because you don't want them to continue to circle around the pot, or else it'll inhibit them from soaking up the nutrients and water from the soil. So yeah, that should be good to go. Supertunia isn't as bad. You can see there's some roots here on the edge, which I'll just rough up a little, but you can see down here at the bottom, not a ton of roots. So this one doesn't need as much, I guess, root disturbance as the Superbena did, rather. All right, so before we plant in the sweet potato vines, I'm gonna just grab some, two tomato cages to put around my 2 tomato plants to give them some added support as they grow. Just give me 1 second, I'll be right back with those cages. Right, so these 2 beds are done. Actually, let me really quick do my lemongrass, and then we will move on to the sweet potato vine. Gonna rough up these roots just a little bit root bound. All right, so I changed the camera angle here. That way you have a better view. This one, again, should be very simple. I'm gonna plant them right here in the middle. I'm gonna go pretty deep. That way there'll be lots of space for the sweet potatoes to form up. And actually, I'm kind of curious to see if there's gonna be any sweet potatoes that have started to form in this little container, because they've been in here, like I said, for about, I don't know, 7-8 weeks. So here we go. We got lots of roots. Break it up a little bit, see if we can see anything. So really nothing forming at the moment, but let's get all these planted in. 3 plants here. That one there, that one there, that one there. Cover them back up with some soil. And we are good to go. So really quick, before I water everything in, I'm gonna quickly sprinkle some Captain Jack's Bug and Slug Killer around the base of all of my plants at the soil level. This is an organic pesticide. It's safe for organic gardening. The active ingredients are iron phosphate and spinosad. It's safe to use around people and pets. They can enter the areas after it's applied, and it's effective for up to 4 weeks. And all you do is just open it up here and just sprinkle it around the base of your flowers, your fruits, your vegetables, and it will help control your garden pests. And I'll definitely make sure to link it in the video description for reference in the event you want to pick some up for your garden too. So there we go, we are all done with today's planting project. These raised beds look spectacular. I absolutely love how they turned out. I love the combination of the white alyssum and the yellow marigolds around my tomato plants. I like the pop of blue from my blue tomato cages. And then in just a few short weeks, these Superbenas and Supertunias are gonna look amazing cascading out of these metal beds. You can already see over here on this one just how long the I guess vines are trailing out, and there's so many buds coming at the ends of these vines. I don't know if these are vines, trailing leaves, I don't know. And then here my little lemongrass looks so great. I actually didn't water it in because the soil itself was really wet, but this thing is gonna put on a ton of size. It'll get probably 4 to 5 feet tall. And then my little bed here of sweet potatoes, they look so great. And these plants are gonna also put on a ton of size and vine out. And I expect this entire area all the way over to the raised metal bed, all the way over to the grass line here to be covered in sweet potato vines. It's gonna look so great. So here's one more look over here, looking at my beautiful raised metal beds. And then really quick, kind of give you a view. This right here is my kitchen window. So this will be my view. Let me pick up this banana leaf. This will be my view out of my kitchen window. Hopefully there's not too much sun glare. The sun is setting. It's about, I don't know, 3:30, 4 o'clock. So yeah, it looks so great. I'm so glad I was able to get out here today and get this raised metal bed refresh completed. And then one more quick note, I will be using this Proven Winners premium water soluble plant food on all of the flowers in these beds. And then for the tomatoes and the sweet potato vines, the sweet potato plants, I will be using just regular water soluble Miracle Grow plant food, which I don't have currently. I have to order some, but I will link both the Proven Winners premium water soluble plant food and the water soluble Miracle Grow plant food in the video description for reference. And I will be fertilizing these plants once a week starting next week. All right, so that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully I've inspired you to plant up some raised beds in your garden or refresh an area of your backyard. If you haven't already done so, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons so you can hang out with me in future videos. And as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.